Hello, and in this video we're going to be talking about the contentious issue of warranty and why sometimes you may struggle to take a caravan that you have under warranty that you bought from a dealer to a non-supplying dealer, and they might not be favourable and want to do that warranty. It would be a good idea to stay to the end because I've got a few things to tell you there. I've got a kind of a vision of my utopia of what the warranty should look like. Also, I'm going to tell you a few things to say to the dealer and what not to say to the dealer to maybe get your warranty work done when you did not buy the caravan from them. So stay tuned to the end. So I am going to be putting my dealer hat on for this and telling you what the situation is from a dealer's point of view. And maybe you'll be a bit more sympathetic towards the problems we have, maybe you won't. I did put a poll up on my YouTube channel to see how many people thought that they should be able to take their caravan to a non-supplying dealer, and it was pretty unanimous, which I thought it would be. And it will be interesting to see if that changes once you've seen this video and I've maybe talked to you a little bit about the challenges we see as dealers. Now, some people that are new to the industry might be unaware that they may be unable to take their caravan to a local dealer of that manufacturer that they bought when they didn't buy that caravan from that supplying dealer. And the reason you may believe this is because of your experience with the car manufacturers. So if you've bought a Peugeot from somewhere up country and you wanted to take it to your local dealer, then there's not a problem. You can take it in there and they'll do the warranty and all the servicing. Now, I think a lot of people kind of see the comparisons between the car industry and the caravan industry, and I think sometimes that's a little bit unfair. The car industry is much bigger than the caravan industry is. I think they probably sell as many cars in a day as we sell caravans in a whole year. The industry is much, much bigger. And the relationship that the manufacturers and the dealers have is a lot closer than it is with the caravan industry. So if you own a car dealership, then the manufacturers will stipulate how you deal with that customer. They'll have rigid processes in place. All the livery and everything has to be changed every time that the manufacturer changes the livery at the dealership's cost. It's a lot kind of a tighter ship than it is with the caravan manufacturers. I think the car manufacturers, it's more of a franchise than it is with the caravan manufacturers and dealers. We are a dealer and we happen to sell Swift or Bailey or whoever, and then they have some say, they stipulate how many caravans we have to take. But other than that, it's kind of down to us to run the business. So they cannot stipulate that we have to do another non-supplying dealer's warranty work. And I'll get to why that is in a minute. But what is a warranty? Well, when you buy a new caravan, obviously there's a warranty that comes with that. And most of the manufacturers are fairly similar. So you've got a 10-year water ingress on Swift, which reverts to 6 years when you're the remainder of 6 years when you're a second owner. And also you got a 3-year internal warranty, so all your bits and bobs, your fridges and transformers and things like that get 3 years. Same with Bailey. I think you get a 6-year water ingress from factory backed, and then it's a kind of a 4-year bolt-on on the end that I think MB&G or some other warranty for that, and then a 3-year internal. Eldest, they say you have a 10-year water ingress and then 3-year internal, and same with Coachman. There is some notable exceptions. Dometic, I think, only warranty their windows for a year, and I've heard this, I haven't had any experience myself, but Eldest will say that their rear and front panels are only covered by a year, which I think is a bit wrong. If you can put in the comments whether that is the case or not, then that would be interesting to find out from your point of view whether that is the case. With all the manufacturers, you do have to have a service once a year, and it is a back-to-base warranty. So that is very important to understand that. So back-to-base means that you have to take that caravan back to the dealership that you bought it from to have any warranty work done. There's no monetary compensation if you have to tow it 400 miles to do that. And if you're on a seasonal pitch and you can't move the caravan, then again, the dealer isn't obligated to send someone out to do that warranty work for you. And the main reason you can find yourself buying from a dealer that's miles away is if you go to the shows. I do have a video on how to buy at the shows, which I think is very important for people to watch, because I have had people coming up to me at the shows when I've tried to sell them a Swift and say, "Oh, I bought that Swift off of you," and I said, "No, you didn't." And they had bought it off another dealer, not realising that actually there's lots of dealers walking around, and they thought they were buying it off a Swift and they could pick it up from us. So it's very important to understand how the shows work to make sure that you cover yourself so you don't end up buying from a dealer that's miles away without actually knowing about it. So why may you find yourself in a position where your local dealer will not do a warranty work if they didn't supply the caravan? It does seem a little unfair. Now there are a few different reasons for this. Mainly it's down to money. The manufacturers don't pay the same kind of rates as we charge in the workshop. So we charge £75 an hour here in the workshop. Some of the warranty rates are £45 or even less. So it's not in our interests to do warranty work when we're the non-supplying dealer, because basically if we can charge an hour out of £75, why are we going to charge an hour out of £35? So then we have the time it actually takes to process the warranty as well. So finding parts is quite difficult. Swift have got a system that's pretty good. But they call their parts what they call them in the CAD design. So it's not easy to find a part when they call it something technical. When you're trying to find a door handle and there's several different types and they're not named door handle. So things like that. You can put a parts inquiry in, which is quite handy. So you can say, this is the part I need, and they'll get back to you fairly quickly. But again, all this takes time. And if there's multiple parts that you need for a particular warranty job, then each one of those parts takes that little bit of extra time as well. And then sometimes you're going backwards and forwards to kind of argue with hours and time and whether they'll actually even do the warranty work with the manufacturer. So all that takes time, and time which we don't actually get paid for. We also don't get paid for the logistics when we're here, so getting the caravan into the workshop and all that kind of thing doesn't get charged for. So say you had a job that would take half an hour to actually complete that warranty job, we get paid for that half an hour. We don't get paid for all the logistics of getting that warranty claim, getting the parts in, organising you to come in, getting the van here, put it in the workshop and all that kind of stuff. So it is quite frustrating when you want a warranty work doing and we don't get paid enough to actually physically do it. There is also time in the workshop we have an issue with. So if you are a busy dealership and you've got 3 months worth of work looking after your own customers, then at worst they'll tell you that they can't get you in. At best you'll kind of be put right to the end of the queue, so you might not get warranty work done, you know, for 3 or 4 months if they're that busy, which does happen quite a lot. Sometimes I think that's an excuse not to do the warranty work for the first reason I told you about the monetary issue, but I can't really comment on that. But that tends to be what I hear sometimes, is people say, look, we're just too busy to do it, and that's the end of it. So those are the main reasons. We have the fact that we don't actually physically get paid enough for it. It's the time taken to actually process the warranty work, and also the space in the workshop as well. If we're busy looking after our own customers, then trying to squeeze in a warranty work where we don't get paid the right money for to look after a customer that didn't buy off of us sometimes can be a bit of an issue. So there's also kind of a personal reasons as well. I can speak for myself. I think some of the other dealers, the bigger dealers, you might not see this because you've got multiple people in the chain. So the person selling you the caravan isn't worried about the warranty side of it because it's not their job. Like I said, it's a bit different from me because I see you through the whole process. I sell you the caravan, I hand it over. You've probably phoned me up with there's warranty problems, and then going forward we make sure everything's okay. So if I say something at the very beginning, I have to kind of back that up all the way through. Whereas with other bigger dealerships, the salesperson could say something and then maybe it gets forgotten or you know, a bit further down the line. So the personal side of things are, if you didn't buy the caravan from us, why should we help you with the warranty side of things? Now that doesn't happen very often, I don't think. I think the dealers think it happens more often than it actually does, where a customer will go up the line to save themselves £500, then come into the dealership and then expect you to do the warranty. That's the perception of what happens, but I don't think it happens very often. It's happened to me once, and I did explain the situation as well, and the customer was fairly forceful, thinking that we had to do the warranty, again because they didn't know any different. And in that instance, I didn't actually do the warranty, and I'll get to my thought process behind that in a minute. But it doesn't happen very often. But the personal kind of, it feels like a bit of a personal slight. If you won't help us as a dealership and back us up, why should we then help the customer when they come to us and they've got a problem? It's also a bit annoying if a customer goes to someone for a service, like a cheaper mobile guy, to save some money, and then the mobile guy won't do warranty. Probably they can, but they don't want to for the reasons that I've already stated, and they say, oh, you've got to take it to a main dealer to have that warranty work done, and then you come into the main dealership and then you want your warranty work done when we haven't even had the opportunity to do the service. So again, that's a bit more of a personal thing. That again, on bigger dealerships, that might not be an issue because they don't know that or they're not bothered, so you might just get in with that. But with smaller dealerships, you know, if you come and said, oh, I've had a service with so and so and they've told me to get some warranty work done, and we're kind of like, well, why didn't you get the service done here? And now we've got to kind of help out at our cost. So you know, that can be a bit galling as well, but it doesn't happen very often, and once it's explained, then generally doesn't happen again. So it may sound like I'm moaning a little bit and oh, woe is me, poor dealer. They are the facts. Those are the things. It physically does cost us time and money to do it. It physically has time out of the workshop, and it's not a pleasant experience to do. It's quite a hard thing to do, and like I said, sometimes at our expense. It's not so bad if it's a bigger job, because you can kind of gain a few extra hours, because of sometimes we have a bit of a tussle with the manufacturers to get the kind of hours we want. Sometimes they'll say, oh, you can do it in 2 hours when we can't, because we don't do it all day long in a factory environment, and we need 4 hours to do it because we haven't done this before or something like that. So it is a bit frustrating trying to do warranty work for people that didn't buy from you when you know it's going to cost us money. So that's the moany bit over. Now my views on this are slightly different to what I've just portrayed. So and not all dealers will have a negative view of warranty, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So it'll be interesting to see in the comments if you were to put down your experiences with warranty and whether you can go to your local dealership if it wasn't a non-supplying dealer, and it might be interesting to see what your thoughts are on that. But my thoughts are that actually if someone comes in to a dealership with warranty, it's a chance for the dealership to shine and to kind of gain an extra customer. Now I'll give you a bit of a thought process of what goes through my head when someone comes in. It's not so prevalent now because I don't sell new caravans, but when I was selling new caravans and someone came in with a Swift and they hadn't bought it off us, my first instinct was the kind of the fight or flight. Is like, oh, why didn't you buy it off of us, and what's going on, and you know, oh, you know, and all that kind of thing. So that's the accountancy side of my brain kind of working. It's kind of like, well, it's going to cost us money to do it, why should we do it? Then my PR head kicks in and goes, yes, but if you don't do it, what's going to happen? Well, the customer is in a state of distress at the moment and they need some help, so it's a really good opportunity for us to be kind of a knight in shining armour and come along and help the customer. And what happens if we do that? Then they're going to go away and they think we're great, and then they're going to tell other people how good we are. If we say no, the worst case scenario, well, at the very least, we're going to lose a customer. At the very worst, they're going to tell everyone else not to deal with Atlantic Caravans because they didn't help them out. So although my accountancy head is going, no, it's going to cost us money, my PR head also says, but how much does it cost to gain a customer if you are advertising and trying to get that customer through the door? Well, the answer is quite a lot. So if it costs me £100 or £50 to do this warranty work, you can see it as a bit of a lost leader, and then you can gain a customer sometimes for life. And you then get the ability to maybe sell them a new caravan. Maybe when they want to sell their caravan, you can buy it off of them to make some money that way. Also, they'll be out there being your advocate, so they would tell other people how good you were and all that kind of thing. So that £50 that it might have cost you in the short term, in the long term, can turn into a pretty good investment. And that's how I see it. So I do other people's warranty work for that very reason. Now again, it might be a bit different down here in Cornwall because there's not many customers, so I've kind of got to hang on to all the ones I've got. Maybe some of the bigger dealerships that see a massive turnaround of staff aren't quite so worried about that. Again, it'll be interesting to see in your comments what you say about that. But it's a really good opportunity for us to gain a customer, sometimes for a long period of time. In fact, sometimes I've dealt with customers for so long, I thought I sold them a caravan when I actually didn't. But you know, it's a really good opportunity for the dealership to gain new customers and loyal customers as well, because you're helping them out in a time of need, and so they will appreciate that in the long run. So we have been talking about new warranties, but also there is pre-owned warranties. Now obviously that has to go back to the dealership that you bought it from. There isn't many other dealers that will do it. I mean, they will help you out if you're, I mean, I do warranty for other dealers when they're down here on holiday, or they have bought from up there and they live down here. So, but then we generally deal with the dealership direct, and then we bill them. So I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but yeah, it's slightly different to the new warranties. So we deal with the dealer direct for that. Now, warranties for pre-owned, you do have 12 months technically. So for the first 6 months, if there is an issue, the problem was deemed to have been there at the time of sale. If it's after 6 months, it's down to the caravan owner to prove that it had been there. But really, any dealer worth their salt will do the warranty anyway. It's just not worth the hassle to go through courts and things like that when they're disputing a warranty issue. So again, sorry for the moaning, but that may well have put a different perspective on the warranty work. When you go into the dealership, you may be able to see it from our point of view, thinking, oh, actually, yeah, this is going to cost you money, and you don't really want to do it. I know that, but again, if you go to a dealership and they say that there's no problem, then that's what they're thinking. They're thinking about the PR, they're thinking about the longer term. So it is, I think it's a short-term view of not doing other dealerships warranty, unless you physically can't do it. I mean, there are instances where I know dealerships are chocked up. They've got vans coming out the walls, and they can't physically get it done. So that could be a legitimate reason why they wouldn't want to do it. Now, as promised, I'm going to tell you a few things of how to maybe get into that dealership that maybe doesn't want to do your warranty work. The one thing not to do is tell them that you bought a caravan up the line for cheaper because you couldn't do the deal, and you want them to do the warranty. That's really not going to help. But there are lots of other reasons why you may find yourself in a local dealership when you were dealing with someone else at an earlier time. The biggest one we get is that people move. So they dealt with a dealership, they've moved down here, and they now need their warranty doing. Tell the dealership that. Say, look, I used to deal with so-and-so. They may well know so-and-so, and then say, look, I used to deal with them all the time, but I've now moved down here. Are you able to look after me? That would be probably a good way to get in. If you unfortunately bought a caravan from a company that's gone into administration, obviously tell the new dealer that, and maybe why you were dealing with them. I did have a customer that I've talked about in another video who dealt with one of the companies, religiously for years and years and years, and now they physically can't. So they are a good loyal customer. It's just that they were dealing with them rather than their local dealer, because they felt that was the right thing to do. So again, those kind of customers, sorry, train. They're good customers, and from a dealership point of view, if they can see past that, they'll be quite happy to take you on. Another good thing to do is to be a customer of that dealership before you ask for warranty work. So if you haven't got any warranty work that needs doing, get a service done. Go in there, buy some appliances or some toilet fluid, or get to know the people behind the desk. Maybe even look at some new caravans with the salespeople. If you get your face known in there and become a customer, then it's much easier for you to then ask for warranty work to be done at a later date. It's a bit frustrating when a customer hasn't been into the dealership before and then they come in again asking for warranty work, when again it's going to cost us money to do it. So it's a good idea to become a customer first before you ask for any warranty work to be done. Also, if you can combine it with the service, especially on smaller stuff, that's really where it helps us out, because half of the work done getting you in, getting it in the workshop, getting all the guys on it is already been done. So if they can do the warranty work at the same time as they're doing a service, obviously that's really good, because it saves that extra kind of level of cost to us, having to be warned by the dealership. So have as much warranty work done as you can at the time of service. That's a really good thing to do. Now we have my views on Warranty Utopia. Now this is never going to happen, but I've always wondered if one manufacturer kind of went into buying dealerships, just the smaller ones like us. I mean, if this was solely Swift, then they could put all their stock in here. They could have a kind of a service centre, so anyone down in Cornwall has got a Swift dedicated service centre to come to. Obviously they could sell caravans here into the market, and they could then do what the car manufacturers do, where if you have a whole network where you can kind of draw different caravans from, then if you didn't have the right caravan and you knew that a dealer up north had one, they could ship it down and all that kind of stuff, like the car dealerships. But like I said, the infrastructure is there for the car manufacturers because they're much more of a bigger concern than the caravan dealerships are. So that would be fantastic, because it wouldn't matter where you bought the caravan from. You could go to the shows and buy a particular caravan and then get it handed over at your local dealership. You could then take it wherever you wanted to have work done. And again, when you're out, if you had a local one close to you, you could then have any warranty work or issues sorted without any of the hassle of, oh, did you buy it from us, and all that kind of thing, which we get at the moment. But that is yeah, that's a pie in the sky thing. I don't think the caravan manufacturers are interested in buying dealerships. I did ask them once, and they just said, no, we're too busy doing that thing. But I think that would be a good idea, and it would be franchised. Sorry, it would be all have all delivery here. I could see it as a vision, but I think from the manufacturer's point of view, they've got enough on their plate trying to build caravans rather than run dealerships. But I think from the customer's point of view, it would be a really good experience. And then that's when we're getting closer towards where the car manufacturers and dealers are. But if they owned them themselves, then they could completely control absolutely everything that went on in there. So that's my utopia, but yeah, that's not going to happen. So that's it. Hopefully that's given you a bit more of an insight into the process as to why maybe some dealers are a bit more reluctant to do your warranty than others. And maybe it tells you a little bit something about the ones that will help you out. They have a kind of a longer term view. I'm not going to say they're better dealers, because there are actual reasons why some of the bigger dealers won't do your warranty work, because they physically can't get you in. But yeah, I think it says a lot about the dealership if they will help you out, because they have a longer term kind of customer based view of where their business is going. So as always, if you'd like to comment, which I'm sure you will, because some of the comments I've been getting have been fantastic. I really enjoy reading the comments, and also it gives me some ideas for the next few videos. So keep those comments coming, that'd be great. Do all the normal stuff, like, subscribe and everything. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.